Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today's video is probably one that most of you have been waiting for. I just did Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump yesterday, and then Warren versus Trump the day before that. So we're going to see Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Obviously, Joe Biden, another one of the frontrunners' names, and we're going to see how Donald Trump's approval rating. I know a lot of you have been commenting like I shouldn't cite approval rating polls and how they're incorrect and how people think that he's not doing too much. It's still a disapprove. I mean, if someone thinks someone's not doing enough, they probably aren't voting for them again. Approval rating polls are very much an accurate indication of what we see in elections. Now, they're not always right. The polls are never right, as we've seen in previous elections, but it's the only data we have to go off of. I can't just say, oh, Donald Trump will be a good president, 2020 he wins the election. I can't say that. I have to take what we have now and put it to analysis and say, okay, this is what we'll see based off these poll numbers. And I can't just be that one person who takes non-factual information and uses it as reasoning. Like, I had a dream Trump would win re-election. Well, that's not factual reasoning. And people use things like that all the time in order to justify their election predictions. So the reason why I use opinion polls and like statewide polls and national polls is because they are pretty much the only data we have now to make an accurate indication of what would happen in 2020. So just clarifying that, but back to the video. We have Vice President and Senator Joe Biden, obviously under the Obama administration, as all of you know, easily will sweep the West. Pretty much not even a contest. We're going to fill in the entire United States. We'll try to make this go a little bit quicker. Nebraska, yeah, I'll leave that one electoral vote as a toss-up. Biden's Midwestern appeal isn't as so great as Bernie Sanders' is, but that's tongue twister. But yeah, I would still leave it as a toss-up, as it was a toss-up in 2016, even with Hillary Clinton. Filling in a number of these states for the Democrat Joe Biden because they are safe blue states. So we are at 187 electoral votes for Vice President Joe Biden and 163 for President Trump. Now, Trump's approval rating, as I've been saying, has been getting on the rise. Republicans have been doing better in congressional polling, so states like Arizona and Georgia are pretty much out of the reach for any Democratic candidate at this moment. Definitely the energy is on the Democrat side, but at one point there could be a possibility for, again, like Bernie Sanders, there is a possibility that either of them could take states like Georgia and Arizona, but on the current track, on the current way we are leading into 2020, it probably won't be a Georgia-Arizona flip. Probably something like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, but not any of these predominantly Republican states. Biden would probably carry Colorado and Nevada. It'd probably be pretty simple for him to carry those states. Looking at the map, we have 202 electoral votes for Joe Biden and 190 for Donald Trump. Just to recap, I just gave Nevada and Colorado to Joe Biden, and Colorado, for obvious reasons, I mean, it's pretty much a Democratic state, and it's probably going to stay Democratic. And Nevada, it may have had Trump leading with opinion polls in 2016, but he hasn't really... He's solidified his base. I mean, his base is still strong there. He has a 45% approval rating in the state of Nevada. That's higher than a number of the states that he won. States like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. There, his approval rating is lower than it is in Nevada, and he didn't win Nevada. But he did get around 47, 48% of the vote in Nevada. So it shows he's really holding on to his base, but it doesn't mean he's gaining any voters. It just means he's holding on to the same people that got him elected the first time, whereas he isn't doing that in a number of key battleground states. Go over to the state of Virginia. Probably no Democrat would lose the state of Virginia at this point. Then someone maybe like maybe Nancy Pelosi. It could be possible, but 215 electoral votes go to Joe Biden, 190 for Donald Trump. We're going to start seeing where can the margins be made up for Donald Trump. Where can he win? So we'll start off with a state like Iowa. I mean, Donald Trump would probably carry Iowa against Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders' Midwestern appeal is much better than Joe Biden's, and I could see a state like Iowa going to Donald Trump. Another state, or another congressional district I would see going to Donald Trump is Nebraska's second, and I think that would be pretty solid for Donald Trump. I mean, I think he would carry it because I don't think Biden can really turn over those white voters. But I think he would do very well with African-American voters being so closely tied to the Obama administration. He would show this pretty much by sweeping the Rust Belt, which would land him into a victory, effectively putting him into the White House at 271 electoral votes. Now, the reason why I sweep the Rust Belt for Joe Biden is because Joe Biden is a very popular Democrat. Republicans, Democrats like him equally, and Donald Trump is very much disliked by parts of both parties. And The Rust Belt, where he won by less than 1%, the smallest amount of shift in the electorate towards the Democrats would win them those states back. I mean, 22,000 votes in Wisconsin out of the millions cast. It's very easy for Trump to lose those 22,000 voters, if not even more. The fact that if Donald Trump even loses 1% of his base nationwide, states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania will flip back to the Democrats. I mean, the small amount that he won by, it's insane that he actually won by those margins. I mean, if someone wins, I understand Florida, over 100,000 votes going for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. But you get down to states like Michigan with 16 electoral votes, 11,000 votes. This is a very, very close election. And if Donald Trump loses any portion of his base, he loses the state. We saw the same thing with 2008 with Barack Obama narrowly carrying Indiana, coming close in Montana and Missouri. All got called for Mitt Romney right after poll closings, if not on poll closings. So, interesting, I guess, reasoning why I gave that to Biden. Up in the Northeast, I could see all of Maine except for that one electoral vote going to Biden. I mean, I see Biden easily sweeping Maine, but I still think Trump would hold on to his solidified rule of base. Up in New Hampshire, Trump's rating is pretty high here, but I still think this is a Democratic base. Again, solidifying your base doesn't mean you're gaining any voters. But yeah, so 278 electoral votes for Joe Biden to 198 for Donald Trump. The state of Florida, I mean, the March for Lives rally in D.C. is today, so we'll march. March is in the name. It's in D.C. today. I mean, after what we saw in Florida, it's probably going to become a Democratic state and stay Democratic for the next few election years. Over in North Carolina, again, I think Biden could easily have extended minority turnout. I mean, his ties to the Obama administration would definitely win him a number of these states because of the African-American vote, and it'd definitely be something that Biden is capable of carrying a number of these states, like North Carolina. And another state I'm going to give Biden is the state of Ohio. Now, that one could go either way. I think Ohio will probably be the closest watched swing state in the 2020 election. I mean, Iowa pretty much would go to Trump, the rule vote. But Ohio has a lot of white working class voters, and a lot of them believed in the message of Donald Trump. They also believed in the same message as Barack Obama. If Joe Biden can really hold on to his popularity, mildly scandal-free, others would argue that he isn't, he would definitely be able to carry the state of Ohio. Now, Iowa could possibly go to him, but I still see Trump holding on to his base going to Iowa. But Ohio, along with the rest of the Rust Belt, is slowly slipping out of the president's hands, and it's being shown in special elections and opinion polls, and it's not good for the president. So final electoral map, 340 electoral votes for Joe Biden to 198 for Donald Trump, give or take Ohio. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.